Okay, Scorpio, I got a phone call. Sorry about that. And I'm not sure if it's going to let me combine the two videos on my phone. Sometimes it acts funny. But what I was saying was you made the decision to leave something behind that you were tired of putting the effort into, that required a lot of strength to be given to it. And then it just kind of feels like it was depleting energy that you could place elsewhere. So you decided to take on this new beginning. You decided to move forward in ways that you may not have applied before. And it feels like it caused conflict somewhat in others. They may not have been able to really understand why you were moving and operating in the way that you're operating in this new manner. And it could also be that you yourself are having some kind of mental battle with this new opportunity that has come in, or this new way of doing things, this new way of looking at yourself. And it does feel action oriented, but I feel as if you're working on your external world as well as your internal world, and it's bringing a certain amount of balance and harmony into your life that is definitely going to harvest rewards on a level that you had not seen before. This Ace of Pentacles has transformed, or will transform, into this Ten of Pentacles, which will provide you with good health, good income, a more stable life, especially with the Ace of Cups under that. That's that self-love, that self-fulfillment. So it feels as if you're not going to get engulfed in this new reality that you're walking into. There's a lot of self cards here with these aces here. So you are going to put a lot of energy and efforts and focus into yourself as it continues to harvest rewards in your external world. And it's also going to benefit your health operating in this new manner. Now, I do see that it is a role that you may not have charted yet or before, which definitely aligns with the fact that this is new energy. This is you operating in a new fashion. But you're going to take a lot of love, a lot of self-love, a lot of love for your external position. And you're going to incorporate what you know about yourself, what you don't know about yourself, what you know about your life, what you don't know about your life. And you're going to continue to move down this path that you haven't gone down before. But it's ultimately going to lead you into a new cycle. It's going to lead you to be in a position where you can truly change your karmic patterns, where you can change your cycles, where you can change many aspects of your life. This is definitely a good reading, I would have to say. I don't think you can really see the cards here. But we have the Ace of Pentacles, underlining that, the Five of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands, underlining that. We have the Temperance. We have the Ten of Pentacles, underlining that. The Ace of Cups, that's three aces. We have the Moon here, underlining that. We have the Queen of Cups, which is leading us to the Wheel of Fortune. Now, you're coming from strength and maneuvering with your internal strength, pushing you in a better direction. You've made the realization that the things that you were currently investing in were not yielding the life you wanted. And it definitely looks like you're going to take this new beginning and run with it, and it's going to transform aspects of your life that you hadn't even been aware of. And it definitely feels like you're going to tap into a higher consciousness. So I would say the reason why you've went through these things in your past and in your present, and the things you will go through in the future, if you truly are aligned with this spread here, it really looks like you're going to take this opportunity to transform yourself and your life, and you're going to take it and run with it. It looks like you went through this simply to unlock and open these doors that have been waiting for you to walk through them. But there was a time where you weren't ready because you were still applying your energy into things that no longer served you. You were still applying your energy to things that you can release, or things that may have taken longer than you needed to, to bring in this new everything. And you know, the only thing I don't have here is the Ace of Swords, and I believe it's because once you eliminate this combative energy in your mind, once you eliminate this internal and external conflict, this internal and external battle, which is heavily playing on the mind, once you release that, these new beginnings flood in, and you know, these aces are definitely going to help you release that, because balance is coming, and balance needs to be had. You can't expect to have this wonderful, well, I won't say you can't expect to have it, but let's just say you don't want to have this here, this overwhelming success and not be ready for it. What you don't want to do is to have Source bring in all of these new beginnings and you not be ready for it. So they had to take the strength and bring it to the surface in order for you to really take hold of it and move forward in a way where your passions are aligned, your creativity is thriving, you know, you're taking action, and you're not necessarily holding on to other people's opinions. You're releasing it and letting it go in one ear and out of the other, if you're even letting it go in an ear. But what you're doing is releasing ways of the past that were not going to bring you to this level of stability, or we're not going to bring you to this level of stability and comfortability and, you know, love for self and all around you. You know, if you had not been forced to, and you know, it feels more like in the past you used brute force instead of internal strength. Sorry, you used your strength more externally than internally. And when you operate from a place from within, then you're more so able to change things in your external world, I'd say at a much rapid pace, because there's no longer a conflict in what you want and what you feel you can have. And one of the main things that block us in transforming our life is not believing that we can have the things not only that we want, but the things that we would have never even thought to desire. And that's one of the beautiful things about going down a path that you are not sure of. You don't necessarily hold expectations that are limiting. You allow yourself to face this path that is unknown to you, still operating from self-love, still operating from a place of compassion, still operating from a place of inner dwelling. But you're going down a path that will eventually lead to the sunshine here, that will eventually lead you to better days. And I don't want any of you to reach this point here where you've got this stability and this overflowing sense of love for self, spirit. You know, I don't want you to reach this point here and think that that's the pinnacle of it all, the end all be all, when in reality you still have more to come. So don't get to this ace of cups and this Ten of Pentacle point and think, I finally made it, because you've still got more of a ways to go. And we're not necessarily sure even on where this path is leading you, but we know that it's leading you somewhere where you aren't now, where you haven't been. We know that it's changing the direction of things in your life. But I don't want you to reach this fulfilling point and think that, oh, you're filled up, because just as this is overflowing, happiness, you know, just as this is overflowing, understand that just as this life is but a drop of water in the ocean of time, this experience is only a drop of, it's only a moment in forever. Don't get hung up ever in any moment, in any good or bad situation, where and feel as if, in any way that this is the pinnacle point of anything. Everything is pretty much everlasting. Everything continues on. It's just a matter of how that energy is now transferred, how that energy is now shaped and manipulated. And the fastest thing you can do to bring yourself out of this feeling of dissatisfaction, or to not, because this is your distant past, this is your past. So in order to continue to move out of discontentment, you have to let go of expectations, and you have to pick a direction. You can't bring limitation with you to limitless. So if you want to be limitless, if you want to feel limitless, if you want your success to be limitless, then you cannot necessarily set a place where you're going to stop, set a definite milestone. What you want to do is to continue to set up different achievement points where you're continuing to achieve. Don't reach a point where you feel uncertainty means stop, or uncertainty means go in a different direction. Really, uncertainty means that your soul is stepping out of its comfort zone. You are stepping out of your comfort zone. And when you feel a certain level of discomfort, and understand what I mean when I say that, because you can feel discomfort and just be reading the energy, and the vibe is telling you, hey, this isn't for you. But in cases where you feel nervous about new experiences, oftentimes that's the best track to be on, because your soul isn't familiar with that experience. Your soul isn't familiar with it. Therefore, you know that on a deeper level, you're growing yourself. And your soul is also a combination of your experiences. So as you experience new things, your soul grows. And these new experiences are what feeds your growth on, in the physical plane and the spiritual plane. So don't ever shut yourself out based on a lack of certainty, based on allowing yourself to travel that path that is uncertain. And when you do allow yourself to travel this path, you realize that your intuition and your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities are heightened, because now you're relying on your inner world to guide you, rather than your ego telling you, hey, I've done this before, I know this, and that. You're truly cooperating and working with the higher aspect of self. So that's going to be your reading. And as long as you continue to have strength and apply this strength in a more softer way, because here you had to be more bullheaded in the past, but allow that to be in the past. Don't let go of that quality of yourself, being able to do what you got to do and stand strong in your power and your strength. But know that now you're on the other end of strength. Know that now this strength is about an inner place. It's about the harmony. Okay, so be strong from internally, and apply really apply these new opportunities that you have coming to you. These are opportunities. Remember that tarot isn't definite because you have the opportunity to shift your own position and where you are and where you could be. So take these new beginnings with a grain of salt so that you know that you're making the right decision. Because new opportunities will come from everywhere, every day of your life. But especially with these being the aces, it's about going within, okay, and recognizing what new beginnings are actually tangible, what new beginnings you can apply your passion to and creativity to, your individuality to, and what new beginnings would bring a better sense of fulfillment. So when you cut through the bull and you really look at the opportunities that are coming to you for what they are, you make the best decision as to what it is, what direction you need to go in. Because we all know everything that glitters isn't gold. So make sure the glitter that you're going after is actually the gold, and the new the newness that's being offered to you from a higher realm, and not just being offered to you from just anywhere, you know. All right, so I think that's going to be it. As long as you are really applying yourself, using your single mind, using your be more self-reliant, I'll say. When it comes down to making these decisions, pull your answers from yourself. You don't necessarily need to go running around trying to get advice from people. I would say with these new beginnings, align them with your own inner world, because ultimately you're going to have to be the person that makes the decisions, and you want to make sure that they resonate with you. Because if you let somebody else tell you what you should do or you shouldn't do, they could lead you down a path that could take you longer to get where you're going. And that's one of the things with tarot. Again, when you allow so many external people or external factors to really persuade you and sway you in certain directions, it's easier to go off course. And then this reading may not resonate with you, or this reading may not turn out to be your reading because you've allowed someone else to kind of grab the wheel of your destination, on the way to your destination. All right, the sun wanted to look at me, so stay positive. Know that as you're going, pay attention to what resonates with you. Pay attention to the way you feel. Those aces are telling you to look within yourself and to allow yourself to be drawn towards things that are aligned with self, and not necessarily all these external things or people. Okay? So, thanks for watching. You guys have a great one.